Whenever you're ready, we are recording.
Let's start with the pledge, right?
Yeah, well, I was trying to get my. Okay, everybody please stand for a pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Matt, call the meeting to order. Could you please do the roll call?
Lynn Leaders.
Here.
Nelson Bingham.
Here.
Larry Flagman.
Here.
Brett Larson.
Here.
Carrie Reed.
Okay, not for a quorum, right?
Correct.
Okay. You've had a chance to read the minutes. Is there any motion to approve the minutes or make corrections? Anyone here?
I'll move that we approve the minutes.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Ayes have it. It's been motion carries. Okay, I'm gonna read a statement. What was that?
We could do election of officers first.
Oh, we do?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
First meeting of the year.
And a year already.
Yes, it has been.
So do you wanna, do I,
Well,
Okay.
it's open.
It's
So
kind of open, so you can take, if somebody who wants to make nominations for chairman, and we can start there.
anybody,
does anybody want to be chairman?
Can we
Again?
just keep it the same?
I can keep it, yeah.
I nominate Brett Larson for chairman.
There you go.
Okay.
Second it.
Is there a motion to close the?
Motion to close nomination.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
There you go.
So make a motion to, not a
we need-
motion, anybody wanna be the co-chairman?
Nominations for vice chair.
I'll
Keep it
Go
the
ahead.
same?
Yeah, it's fine.
Lynn Leaders, make a motion to keep it the same, Lynn Leaders, co-chair.
Second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, ayes have it, Lynn. So just two of us, nobody else?
Correct, and then we, now you can do the motion to review and approve the
The minutes.
2020 meeting schedule
Oh, the 20 minutes.
and review of the 2019 attendance roster. Which is, both of those items have been included in your packets.
Right.
Okay. So with that, to make motion to approve the 2020 minute, or the 2020 calendar, everybody has that right now. So it looks like, once a month scheduled so far. And ZBDA, zoning board of or is that, that's not us, though, right?
Zoning Board of Adjustment, you are the P and Z Planning Commission.
Okay. Everybody see it in the yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Everything look good? Do we need a,
I'll make a
say anything?
motion.
Make a motion to approve it? Make a motion to
Make
approve
the
it?
motion.
You want it adopted or approve it?
Approve it.
Okay, make a motion to adopt it and approve it.
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Or no, we need a second.
I'll second.
Okay, second. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Ayes have it. And then the attendance roster?
It's like, Nelson Bingham was at 100% for meetings last year, as
Great.
well as Lynn Leaders and Larry Flagman. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're dedicated.
I have a kid. I can-
Is that
Football
what they're
game.
calling it nowadays?
Yeah.
So, make a motion to accept the, planning attendance roster. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Adopted, or whatever we call it, approved. Okay, with that in mind, good to go. So I'll make a public hearing will be conducted pursuant to the commission rules of procedures. We'll first hear the report of the planning director on the detailed information and observations regarding the request before the commission, if not done so in written form prior to the hearing. Next, we'll take the testimony of the applicant and his or her witnesses. Upon completion of the applicant's testimony, I will call upon the members of the audience wishing to be heard concerning the request. Persons in favor of the request shall be heard first, followed by those opposed to it. At any time during the presentation of the testimony, the members of the commission may interrupt to ask questions or to make comments on what has been said. Upon completion of the testimony, The applicant will be allowed to make a closing statement to the commission. Upon completion of the applicant's closing statement, I will entertain a motion from the commission to close the public hearing on the request. The commission reserves the right to ask questions of any member of the audience. However, we will not hear any unsolicited statements unless public hearing is first reopened. Each speaker addressing the commission shall step forward to the podium. Where's the podium at? And face the wall now. And state their name and address before proceeding with the testimony or evidence. The commission shall not be bound by strict rule of evidence, but reserves the right to exclude evidence or testimony that it may deem to be irrelevant, immaterial, incompetent, or unduly repetitious. As chairman, I will rules on all questions relating to admissibility of the evidence, which may be overruled by the majority of the commission. Continuance may be granted by the commission in case for good cause shown to any interested party who has entered their appearance. The commission may request a continuance of the hearing for the purposes of giving further notice, taking further evidence, gathering further information, touring the proposed site, or such for other reasons as the commission may find sufficient. In such case, we shall state the specific reasons for the continuance and set a date, time, and place when the matter will be continued. All official actions of this commission will be made at a public meeting by motion made, seconded, and polling of the membership. If conditions are imposed, such conditions shall be included in the motion or amendment thereto. Our final decision will be prepared in writing and will be part of the public record of this commission. So I call the meeting to order. Go ahead, Matt. Discuss the proposed
Open up
case.
The public.
I open the public hearing.
No,
We gotta have a vote.
Oh, I move to open public hearing for case number 2020-01.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it. Okay. Go ahead, Matt.
So this is for the preliminary plat approval of the Catherine Rose subdivision. As I stated earlier, the aerial on page 8 is not quite the one that we wanted for this one. So it's up here on screen for you. As Valley View Drive, and to kind of orient yourself, if you know where Ed's flagpole used to be at, and that's where Conifer Lane pulls in right there. That is the Ed's flagpole commercial development that we have right there.
Yeah.
And the purpose of this subdivision will be to create roughly a 3 to 5 acre piece that also street faces Valley View there. On that part of it, it meets all the qualifications that we've had. We've been working on this one for probably 2 years because we had to work with the city of Council Bluffs. It is obviously within the 2 mile jurisdiction, which allows them, and it's in city service area, what would be city service area 1 of our current 2 mile agreement. And so normally on subdivision requests of this kind, they are automatically, you have to annex into the city right at the same time. We did manage to, after much negotiation, get the city to agree to a development agreement with the subdivision developers, and it's going to allow them 10 years time frame before they have to actually annex into the city at that point in time. And their attorney, Jack Rush, is here, and when he comes up, he can kind of probably speak a little bit further to you on that part of it. But you know, we got all the comments from everybody. Nobody seemed to have any qualms with the subdivision that's being proposed here, and should be a good addition to what we've been working towards.
Okay. Any questions, Mr. Okay. Would the applicant like to come forward, state your name, address, and present your case?
I'm Jack Rush, 25 Main Place. I'm the attorney for Mike Coy. The drawing appears not quite complete in terms of what he owns. He also owns all of this around the little commercial development.
Okay.
So it's more than just what
it's 2 parcels then, basically, right?
There's 2 parcels now, right? And what we propose to do is create the subdivision and create 3 lots, basically. One that's there, be mostly lot 2, the area around the commercial is lot 1. And then we're creating lot 3 down in the lower, in the southwest corner to create a new lot where Dr. Strobing,
Yeah.
Jody Strobing and Barb Lee are gonna move their clinic.
Yep.
So that's why we're doing this. Also, we've had so many lot line adjustments and, parcel splits over the years, it's become kind of a mess out there. So this helps clean up what we're looking at. There's no city services available at this time, so we asked the city to, defer the necessity that we annex and have some negotiation. As Matt indicated, they're giving us 10 years before we have to become part of the city. Hopefully by then there'll be city services in the area. So that's what we would like you to approve. Any questions I can answer?
So the road, where's the road, proposed roads to get access to the 3?
They all have access to, Valley View, so there's no new roads.
So Valley View, so I see that one right there, that long road. If you just,
That's
That's the driveway to Dr. Coy's house is, back here. That's the original Hecht home place, I believe, so this is the driveway that he used to get to his house with the shared easement.
so it's a shared easement. So then that one road's gonna be for the 3 parcels, right?
There will be a new entrance created for the off of Valley
Yeah.
View.
Sure, on that one, okay.
Yes.
And the other one's gonna get the, okay, I get you.
Yeah, easement.
Sure. And then the proposed sites are gonna be, or, you say that the new veterinarian clinic for Strobing,
Right.
and then any idea of the other?
The other is this existing Dr. Coy's house is the big parcel.
Okay.
The other house, I think, a relative of his lives.
Okay, understood.
So, everything has to be built to city code since they're going to move next at some point, so the Strobing's agreed to that.
Okay, thanks. Anybody have a question for him? Okay. Discussion.
We have to close the hearing.
Oh, okay.
I move to close.
Well, before we do that, anybody want to speak on this property? Okay.
I move to close the hearing.
Second, anybody second?
No, second.
Okay, all those wanting to close the hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it, hearing closed. Discussion. Any discussion? Motions?
What's your recommendation, Matt? I mean, sounds like
Our
Pretty
recommendation,
clean.
yeah, is to approve the subdivision. When Barb Lee originally approached us on the possibility of this and much discussion between the Lees or the Strobings and Coy, I mean, it's gonna be a really, what I see as a big benefit to the area. They plan on constructing a state-of-the-art veterinarian clinic to where it's, can't remember the exact terminology that she used, but the dogs and cats never see each other. So dogs go in one door, cats go in the other door. It's a total safe space for the animal.
That's where I go down.
And it like,
and humans.
yeah, it keeps everybody's anxieties down. They have been, kind of pillars of the community for a long time. And I mean, I really feel like it just makes sense.
Okay. So we have a motion to approve or deny?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Any second?
No, second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed? Ayes have it, it's approved.
Thank you.
Thanks. He's like out of here. Okay,
I'll make a motion to open public hearing for case sub 2020-02.
I'll second that.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. Hearing's open. Okay, Matt?
So this is a proposed minor subdivision off of 205th Street, which is one of our official bituminous roads. That was along with the code changes that we made. I believe, and Pam can correct me on this, this was part of the Winninghoff estate that has sold not too long ago. Bob Criswell purchased this property and, you know, he originally discussed this with us. His intentions was to divide off another parcel, build another single-family home on that, and a copy of the plat that he has in there is provided to you, kind of showing you what the 3 lots will be within that. Lot 1's, looks like the largest lot at about 10 acres, Lot 2's 2 acres, and Lot 3's, just about 3.5 acres. Lots 2 and Lots 3 will have the common shared access off of 205th Street. Still being cognizant of making sure we're not just punching a bunch of entryways into the county road, but, and there are, I'm not sure if they're gonna utilize it or not, but I do believe that rural water is out there, but they may be utilizing wells,
Yeah, I think Bob already drilled his well.
yeah.
So he drilled his well, right? And you could share that well between 2 properties, I understand, right?
You can sign, yeah, you can do
Like a-
easements for wells like that. It's not a real common situation unless it's hard to find water in an area. Cause, it doesn't, you know, and nobody really wants to overwork their well if they don't have to.
Okay.
We don't have the greatest water in that area as is. I mean, I live just over from there.
So the water's high nitrates or what?
You know, our well, we sit up on top of the hill there. Our well is 330 feet deep and it's just, it has rust in it.
Not good.
Yeah, so you know, a couple of filters and
Yeah.
water softener, everything, but you're changing things out.
So rural water might be going out there, you say?
Rural water runs up 205th Street. I don't know exactly how far it goes up. It might turn back there at the old church, Juniper, and cut back over to L34, but
Okay.
Not sure, but
yeah, I just know that it runs up 205th Street
Yeah,
for a
say.
portion.
I don't know how far it goes either. It's close, but.
Okay, so pretty clean, cut dry.
Mhm.
So the
Anybody?
applicant want to come forward and discuss?
No,
Bob's
not
not
here.
here.
I don't see him.
Okay,
Do you want to speak in favor or oppose?
oppose?
Potentially?
Yep.
Okay, come forward, state your name, address, and if you oppose or approve, or
Paul Adams,
like it.
23617 205th Street.
Okay.
Across from the property you're talking about.
Sure.
I talked to Rick, and, history goes back a ways. Dick Hendricks sold his property and they divided up a whole bunch of places out there. My understanding is you can't put a house no more than 2 on a 40. I was caught up in that. I've got 30 acres of a 40, and I've got only one option, the house I've got.
Sure.
Now you're wanting to divide and set a precedent for somebody with 10 or 11 acres to split it up again. So where's it gonna stop? You talked about a water issue. Rural water hasn't made it that far. It's still about 2.5, 3 miles away. Rick Winniehoff has a problem with as well, and did. He had a water tank up there all the time. There is a water issue. You don't have the infrastructure up there is bad. Infrastructure, excuse me. Electric service, iffy at best. A lot of times, the Pacific Junction, the substation out at Honey Creek, it's been known to drop right and left. Traffic's getting to be a problem. I don't know why you guys want to split this up again. You've already got properties over here. Then, in other words, if he can split his property, everybody that, across the road that Hendricks got, can they split their property?
Matt, since it's a bituminous road,
The rules did change in 2016 for the official bituminous roads. There's potentials up there on both sides of the road, because the way 205th Street kind of winds up, it divides to 40s, and you now have the benefit of both sides of the, if a road splits a quarter section, you have the benefit of 4 lots on each side of the road.
But you're changing rules that I didn't have to deal with. I dealt with Old Rock Road and everybody else had to deal with it.
yeah, it just, things change over time, and so that's
Right.
the code now.
The problem is, you've got no infrastructure out there, I'm telling you. You're gonna drop the water out. There's no water out there, as a matter of fact. Rick Winniehoff's water,
Uh-huh.
his well failed continuously. He had a water tank that he'd pull out of this building, fill it up, go up to his well so he could feed his house. The water situation, I'm 340 feet also deep.
Isn't this gonna be, Bob's own house and his daughter's house? They're gonna build?
I don't know.
It's his
for
house.
sure.
Yeah, and his daughter, he was telling me he was trying to find a land to build his daughter and himself a house.
I don't know, he didn't tell me that.
Other
I know
still-
the one under construction is his house.
Excuse me, but still people buy and sell houses.
Right,
And
right,
people speculate.
sure.
I've been there 28 years. I'm not speculating, I wanna stay, but I don't, it's already getting busy enough now where the roads, something's gonna have to be done there too. It's getting to be a high traffic area. And they've already split it up into 3. You've got a house going up over on the north end of the property.
Uh-huh.
There's another one at the top of the hill, and then there's the original property. So you've got 3 sitting there right in a row. Now you want to split up again. So what's gonna stop the guy from the north side to split his? And the guy on the south side to split his?
Based on the rules. So the only thing is that infrastructure, the water, the power, the telephone, the internet, the cell service, that's the things that need to be considered, and if you're smart buying that land, you've done your due diligence to
Correct.
research it.
When I went out there, I had a Bell telephone system. I still got a copper line running to my house. There is no cell service. I mean, I'm running off internet with radio.
So
Otherwise,
you're doing
cell
that
drops.
cell tower, or the microwave tower?
Yeah, not a microwave, but a radio over to Rick Larson, shooting a signal.
Okay, so, discussion, anyone, thoughts?
If he's finished, you know.
So you're opposed for what specific reason?
Well, where's it gonna stop?
I
We've got
don't
no,
know that.
we got no infrastructure right now. You're wanting to split it, you're gonna set a precedent. Then can I split mine 4 times?
You have to ask him. I don't know where's yours.
Depends
I'm
on
just
what
asking. If I can
depends on
split
what
mine
they-
4 times, that'd be great. Put it in writing, so when I sell out here in a couple of years, I make a ton of money. And I'm gonna put a whole bunch of problems right back on you guys.
So you're opposed because it splits up a 40?
No, I'm opposed because the rules have changed, number one, as you said. But the problem is, once you start this, Dick Hendrick's place over there was split up greatly in lots somewhere, between 14 and 18 acres. Once you do that, they've got the same right then to split all theirs. Now, all of a sudden, now we've got a lot of stuff going on. The water system situation's already bad. When they built the docks house next to me, they were there 2.5 weeks to find water. If I lose my water because somebody drilled down and taps me out, who do I come talk to? You guys?
We do get, part of the subdivision process, just so you're aware, they do have to go to the well drillers and septic companies in the area and get statements that, on whether or not that they think they're gonna find water there or the soil's suitable for it.
Well, yeah. I've been there 28 years, I'm telling you. When I bought the well's already been moved, because one party I had before owned the place, it dried up.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, there was an easement on some property I bought from Dick.
Now, I know on the Hendricks property there, all those are in an association or whatever, they have covenants on those. I don't know about county rules, but I know in their covenants, they can't split those up anymore.
Like you just said, the
Through the-
rules change.
Exactly.
And you're gonna set a
But
precedent.
that's what I'm saying,
And you're
through
gonna set a
their,
precedent. This man bought that property not to build 2 houses, but to have one. And you're gonna change the precedent to give him 2.
no, we did not change those rules were changed in 2016.
2016.
Yeah, so just to be clear, we didn't change the rules.
But the road changed the rules.
What's that?
The road changed the rules. is
The
what I'm
road,
saying.
you're right. The road did change the rules because when they made that into a bituminous road, and then in 2016, when the rules changed to allow these particular splits on a bituminous road.
I think it was 2017 or 2018 when the county engineer signed off on the upgrading of the road to.
Right.
Well, and I'll be honest with
Yeah.
you, there's a lot of history back with that.
Right.
Where it's terrible.
Right. No, I mean, I know where you're coming from, but I just don't want you to think that we changed the rules just for this guy.
No, but I
Just
understand
for-
that, but where are you gonna stop?
And I understand that.
So the infrastructure is your big concern of,
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's.
right now, the electricity, I raised hell,
Sure.
for years, because it'd be a nice Sunday afternoon, power would go out for 4 hours.
And that caused, because of the,
Just, substation went down.
and did they fix it? I
Oh,
mean,
they've been
permanently
fixing
or
on
just
it-
patch
They've
it?
been fixing on it now for about 15, 20 years.
So then the State Board of Utilities, that's your avenue there
And
to,
they've been running stuff and everything else, and I've been complaining, and it's getting better. But they haven't changed much else. you keep putting a load on the system, it's
Right,
gonna drop
understand.
again. So
Sure.
the more people use it, the more it's gonna go.
But then the well, so let's say they approved they said the well's adequate or whatever, where they could drill it, there's enough water. But then let's say he runs out of water caused by that development going in or these other more people, what recourse does he have?
There is through the Iowa DNR, there's recourse, on water usages for wells. I can't name it off the top of my head, but we went through with the quarry, not that long ago to how to file through the Iowa DNR on that water loss.
So in the meantime, I don't drink water, is what you're saying. You know, it's, Hendrick's home place runs off the surface water in a cistern. And he's down at the bottom of the hill at the creek.
But we've got two houses here,
It's not the first two I'm worried about.
it's the other ones coming
It's the
in.
ones that are
So
gonna
that's the
keep
thing that
coming.
we could, I don't know, Matt, just in general,
I would-
taking things back to look at infrastructure build out, if it's adequate, like telecommunications, we're gonna have proposing 20 sites. They need to, be able to, adequately accommodate, like we did in Colorado. You gotta have adequate water. If you can't provide water, you can't build.
I would say 205th Street is probably one of the main areas right now to where we have landowners coming in talking to us about, the different splits that they can now do on their ground. And I think it is within that development corridor where you are gonna see more homes coming along 205th Street.
That's exactly what I'm worried about. There's nothing there to support that.
But with, rural water goes like, they run up 205th Street so far, and as these homes come in, I think you will see rural water.
Well, I've seen homes coming,
Extend
two new
up
ones
through there.
Two new homes that were built to the south. I remember, that's where the rural water's at. And you're still 3 miles away.
Yep, so two things I'm thinking. So since this is land, we can't control the utilities, that's private. So what we can do here today, we can approve the land is, I think your issues is working with the Mid-American Energies, the water companies. I mean, there's nothing we can do, because we don't have control of that.
Correct. Don't get me wrong.
Sure, I
have no-
understand
I have no problems with anybody wanting to do whatever they want to do with their own property.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't
Affect you
influence
or
mine
the other
where
people.
it becomes useless.
Sure.
Because, folks, I'm getting old and I've been out there, it'll be 28 years. I'm thinking about maybe selling and moving,
Uh-huh,
and I'd be glad to split mine into 4 ways.
sure.
But if I don't have any water, nobody's gonna buy it.
So Matt, who could he talk to in general about utilities and that concern, what he's trying to discuss? Because this is not part of our
Yeah, I
area.
understand what he's saying with the Mid-American Energy and the power, shortage that we had out there. I moved out into that area originally 2015, and, 2015, it was kind of to the point where we were like, we thought we would get a generator inside
I've
our
got
house.
one. You need it.
Because the power did drop out rather frequently. Into 2015, beginning of 2016, Mid-American Energy came in, to the zoning board of adjustment. They got the conditional use permit to put in a substation at the base of Mud Hollow. That was to help support what was going on up in that area. And then their continuing improvements that they did at Honey Creek. And, at least on the Jefferson side of things, our power outages are down to somewhat of a minimum now out there. They did finally, I think it was late 2018 when they finally came in to Mud Hollow and stuck their power station up in there. The new leadership that they have at Rural Water, Scott Belt and I have met with him, and they are he seems willing to expand their infrastructure up into those areas that they had. They kind of took he always calls it their big bet. They took a big bet up on the L34 area when they originally put that kind of infrastructure out there, and they actually have their own pricing, fees, scale and everything for them in that area. But, so they're always looking to add more residents onto that system because to help support it
Sure.
for what it is. But, we have those different contacts to our office that could do that.
Have you had other issues with people having problems with the weather?
Besides yourself.
That's just my own,
You won't run water.
I think it just
treatment
depends. I
off
mean, there's
this
areas in the
basin.
county where people, I mean,
You may
even
do.
if, a well's never for certain. I mean, you always have to.
The person that drilled my well and took care of it was Harlan Well Drillers. And they went down to the Missouri River Basin. That's the only solid water that you're gonna get. and you're 350 feet.
Yeah.
Drawing at 280.
And how is the supply of water?
I'm supplying, I can get about 5 gallons a minute.
Yeah.
And
It's not
pumping up-
extraordinary.
Pumping up 350 feet.
280 is where I pump about 240, 280.
And how big a pump is that?
That's about a 1 horse. 1 3 1/4 line.
I understand your concerns, and I think just as we changed the rules, whatever, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, for these bituminous roads, I think, you know, Matt's office, obviously, he sees this stuff all the time, and if this, you know, we change the rules, and if there tends to be problems with those rules that got changed, then I think it would probably be something, I mean, if you can change them one way, you can change them back the other way.
Right.
So I think that's, you know, probably the answer, you know,
Right.
not that
And
that
there's
helps
another
you today or
situation.
tonight, but.
There's another situation you gotta look at in the future. 205th coming off the quarry, it's one of the biggest haul roads and has been ever since I've been there. You've got heavy truck traffic continuously.
Yep.
And now you're gonna allow housing out there with school buses and kids, and there's people coming here tonight, there's a gal running down the road in black with a light flashing forward in the fog.
Not good, not smart.
And you know what I'm saying, it's just, well, I hate to tell you, I kinda grew up on a farm, you know, you don't run down the road in the dark in a black outfit, you know?
So the weight limit on those bituminous roads, I mean, there's gotta be some standard,
90,000 or better.
so those trucks are,
They're unlimited.
they're good.
I have not seen a DOT car out there checking.
But I'm saying those trucks running it are legal.
Well, the original depth,
Possible.
when the oil coating started out, the bituminous roads started out, they did a 2-inch covering of them as they went. So the county engineer has now upgraded the standard at which to an 8-inch depth of the oil coating on the roads. And that was just so at come springtime, they did not have to do the embargoes on the roads all the time. And so that's what the deeper depth is for. Now they've changed the materials on them a couple different times. So the latest one that they just did was Hunt Avenue. And for those of you who have been out on Hunt Avenue, you know, some of the roads did not hold up the best in this last spring, and that was any surface type of road,
Sure.
whether it was concrete, bituminous, whatever. The new material that they utilized out there on Hunt Avenue actually held up fairly strong to what some of these things were. You know, Mud Hollow, I told it, you know, I drive up and down it 3 times a day, and that's why I was saying it was kind of a mess. You could see just about every 100 feet where the boil spots had hit it, but you did not get this. So that's the kind of thing that they've been working towards for the last number of years now, is to find that right mix of material that they could come back through and then have a road that would last up to, you know, I think they base those out on a 12-year
Oh,
time
that
span
long?
now. But
This one ain't gonna make it, folks. It broke up a year
Usually
after
the
it was in
blacktop's
there.
5 years.
Mr. Adams, I think what we really need to do is we need to keep pushing the Board of Supervisors and them to get that connector road in, going down
I've been
there.
hearing about that for 30 years.
Well, I know, we have, it's a long time coming, but we
They
need
got
to keep
close
working
last
on it.
So the bituminous, so if they're 8 inches, the new standard, do they go back and redo that 8-inch for all bituminous roads in the
that's what
county?
they're working on. Yes, that's why as the roads become available and we add them to, you know, all of our oil bituminous roads are not official bituminous roads.
'Cause this is a-
just-
you're-
Just for that fact.
You're just knowledgeable, you're not part of that discussion.
Correct.
You're just background information from what you know.
Yes, we haven't gotten as far as starting to plan with the roads with development yet, but we're working
So-
towards that.
Like can we at some point in time have that road guy come in there and more discussion, because this is gonna affect these developments? You know, like a study session,
Yeah.
that's my,
Do whatever we want.
Yeah, you're the board, guys.
and a utility study session
We're
too.
getting off track here.
No,
Yeah,
but one of my concerns is also, like I said, you start building this up, it's a rural area.
Sure.
There's small farms and stuff out there, there's big farms. You turn it into an urban area. We got, like I said, we've been talking about the other road. This traffic's phenomenal at times. And we put people in danger. I called the county numerous times, and you guys gotta slow these guys down. Someone's gonna get killed. And now you're gonna put more people in that area and cause even more traffic.
Understand. Good concerns.
And the last time I talked to the road guy, he says, oh, the way the road is, they'll slow down. No, they got that figured out. Trust me. Like I say, I think you're gonna start something, you're not gonna stop it.
Understand. Appreciate your concerns, and they're valid, and we'll discuss those.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thanks, appreciate
Have a
it.
good evening.
You too.
Okay, do I have a motion to close the hearing?
I move that we close hearing 2020-02.
Well, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
If, excuse me, I understand what he's saying. First of all, we've got the rules, and to be fair to everyone, and we have approved many of these in different areas and many up north, as such. And so my first thought is, you know, when we do need more building lots, and they meet the requirements. On the other hand, I mean, have the issues that he's raised been, at what point does that get brought up? I mean, obviously here, but, how big of a concern do you think that it is? I mean, I look especially at the water. There's gonna be issues no matter where, you know, what you do and where you go, but is that, is this water issue a big issue that you foresee as more people go out there?
I think there's always a potential for it, to become an issue on even, you know, the lots are 3 to 4 acres. Whether you're on a 2-acre lot, there's always that chance that you're gonna buy that chunk of ground that just doesn't have water available to it. We have one home right now, south of Council Bluffs that, is constructed, and they're struggling to be able to get a septic system in there that's gonna work for that property, because of where the water table's at down there. We had a lot of the conversations where he talked about density and, traffic and things like that come up in the original conversations. Should we make these kind of changes, or not? And that's where the official bituminous roads kind of came out of, and just whether or not, because originally through these conversations, there was talk of changing our lot size standard. Should we be able to downgrade a few of these lot sizes? We keep the 2-acre minimum lot size because that helps in the density portion of it, and it still allows for that acreage type feel. Your setbacks are further from the road. You have that little bit more distance in between people on there, but still, if you were to go with, there has been some talk out around the 205th Street area was, well, do we do another major subdivision out there? And you know, the major subdivision would allow a lot greater density in those areas, but then they have to upgrade the whole surface of the road type going out there. You can't do that off of the official bituminous road. The minor subdivisions, you're completely limited to 4 lots in a quarter section. You're not gonna get any more than 4. But that's just, I mean, I feel like so far what we've seen from it, it's been working. I don't think we're too dense in any of those things. There is always that struggle when you go from a gravel road to a steel coat road. You see the increase in speed, you see the increase in traffic because people don't want to drive on gravel roads, they'd rather drive on the steel coat road. And you know, it's unfortunate, but you know, the speed limits do change, and sheriff patrols increase, things like that.
So it's really up to the buyer of one of those parcels to do their due diligence to satisfy themselves with whether,
For the water?
yeah.
Talk to the neighbors,
electrical.
figure out what's good. Be smart, wouldn't it?
Can we close the
I'll,
hearing?
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Or did we have a second already?
Nope, you're the
Okay,
second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of closing the hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, hearing closed. Bring it back in. Any further discussion?
Upon reading the document on water supply, it says the applicant's intent for the lots be serviced by well. And Council Bluffs Well Drilling says it is the best of my ability. I believe there is ample room for a well to be drilled on each of the 2 remaining splits, but does not address water supply.
That's because they don't know.
Going for well.
I mean, I think that's the
Well,
thing.
you talk to any well driller and They're a fool if they tell you they're gonna find water here or there.
I don't think anybody's gonna tell you they're gonna find water, for sure, no matter where you're at.
Some of those guys still walk around with witching sticks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they work too.
And they do.
I was gonna say that.
I can't say that they don't. but-
I've seen it work.
I don't think you're gonna find one that's gonna guarantee you're gonna find water, but
No.
Well,
I think a lot of times they'll have an idea.
the one previous to this does say that, in the previous,
So, for the
Yeah.
previous subdivision.
previous subdivision, right? According to their records, they're in an area where adequate water has been available in lots around your site. So,
Water has been.
Okay, that's a little different flavor than what we've heard here tonight.
it is.
Yeah. You're right.
We got testimony that says water's an issue, and we got paperwork that doesn't really address it.
So what would you like to recommend?
I don't know right now.
Okay,
I'm
more
just pointing
discussion.
it out for discussion.
Do we have a motion to make anything?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a first and a second. Do you want to do the roll call, Matt?
I can. Dietrich?
I think I guess it would be no. I think we need more, I'd hate to see people get out there and not be able to get water. I mean, that's a big deal.
Flagman?
No.
Bingham?
No.
Weedy?
No.
And Larson?
No.
So does somebody want to change the recommendation then?
Okay.
To send a recommendation on to the Board of Supervisors?
Do you want to do it?
To do, I'm sorry.
Recommendation to send to the Board of Supervisors.
Oh,
We can alter the recommendation, because what we're doing, what the planning commission is doing here tonight is sending forth a recommendation to the Board of Supervisors on whether or not they feel it's a good move to move forward with the plating of the subdivision. So you can alter a recommendation, you can send a recommendation, that you, approve it. You can send a recommendation of it that you, don't approve of it, or you can send a recommendation that you
Approve
approve
with
it
conditions.
along with
Conditions.
okay, well,
further study of water supply.
I would make a motion that, that it goes back to the supervisors, then to county supervisors to, I guess I would approve it with, subject to a study to find out, to make sure there would be adequate water
Adequate water.
Supply.
supply.
I second that.
You can't say
Whatever.
I second it.
There you go, second.
Can
Discussion.
I just make a comment?
that. You can make a comment, yeah.
Water supply in the whole area, not just these three places.
Yeah, how far do you want to go out? Mile? 2
Well,
miles?
Well, I think I guess my concern is for that whole area. I mean, are we
Along the
gonna come
road.
up with
But
it
I
again?
don't know if we can do
there's a
that
cost.
because
I don't
the
know.
issue is just this one subdivision.
I'm just asking. I can go with it.
Because the thing would be is you'd have, if you wanted to extend anything further out, other than, further out from the subdivision, you would want to make sure that you put some heavy guidelines on this set parameter that they have to work with, because other than that, they would say, you could say, well, this whole area, they could be, what do you mean, 10 feet out around?
Okay.
You mean,
Let me amend that
you mean a
then,
mile
Okay.
out and around?
to say that, that a study will be done for these parcels here, this specific area, to see that whether there'd be adequate water supply
For them and the surrounding homes?
We
can't do that. Okay.
No.
Just for this,
For this
For this subdivision.
subdivision.
Okay.
Yeah.
That good?
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's,
Do you still second?
okay. So based on her recommendation and the no, we'll recap, if we approve and send in.
Bingham,
Yes.
Leaders,
Yes.
Dietrich,
Yes.
Whedon,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes,
Lyman.
Yes.
okay. Approves Board of the Supervisors, on that, and then do we have any other open business?
There is no other business for tonight.
Okay, do we have a, motion to close, our meeting?
Yeah, I do.
Second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting closed. Appreciate it.